All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Saturday night pregame. Thank you for joining us. This is your first time listening. We appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Do all that fun stuff. Tell a friend. Let us know what you think. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast SMP. You can hit us up at the SMP or SMP Podcast at gmail.com. Patrick's still waiting for us. I'm sorry, Patrick. No one wants to talk to you, bud. We have t-shirts. Check it out on Instagram. There'll be a bunch of pictures this weekend from us in Seattle showing off them shirts. Check us out on the... Hopefully, we're going to try to catch some fly balls out in Seattle. We got some good tickets, huh, Chris?
We're way up in the upper deck, I think.
Okay, so we're not catching any fly balls. We're not going to catch any fly balls.
We're in the left field upper deck. We may have a chance at a few.
Vlad Guerrero Jr.
It's going to be a day where we drink a lot.
No. This is not the Blue Jays.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a good day.
Is he in the... Are they playing the Blue Jays in town?
No. And so we're starting a little early.
It's the Tejas Rangers.
Happy Memorial Day Weekend, baby.
Are they playing?
Woo! Let's go.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think they are, but I heard something about
I'm going to
them.
start this off right because let's get a little cheers in here. Remember, and this weekend is about remembering all our
fallen
soldiers and everybody who's gone and been in combat. I listen to it all the time, and this would be a weekend. Usually, I don't actually travel because we usually do the Soldier Field 10-mile run in Chicago.
Oh, that's right.
It is a beautiful run that ends in the Soldier Field. That they did not do this year.
Starts and ends.
They're not letting you do it yourself.
Soldier Field 10.
No, they honestly don't have. They didn't update their website. Nothing. So I don't know. Unfortunately, a lot of those companies were like the running companies were cash to cash.
Oh, I mean,
and
I got so many emails about virtual runs. Like during this thing, and I was like, I wouldn't want to do
no
virtual run. That's my training. That's what I do. Just before now.
But you can't pay someone else for you to train, Joe.
Yeah, but I mean,
were you running before today, or is that what you were doing before here?
That was I just did I'm doing the training with Sarah, which by the way, we got to sign up for
the half marathon.
Yeah, she sent me the email, and I gotta. Yeah.
You gonna do it, Chris?
Half marathon? I've barely done 5K.
Okay, we'll work it
that
out.
Was like,
Chris, you
that was like 3 swears that Chris said.
Chris,
right
you have
freaking
you have multiple 5Ks under your belt now, and your time is
you really
never
are
been
pushing
better.
yourself when you get to that level. Yeah.
What's the longest you've run?
You've run 10.
Chris.
7
7
or 8
okay.
for that last year when we did the trail over by Pat's house here.
Oh,
that was about 8 miles.
Yeah, and you weren't dead by the end of that either, and you're in even better shape.
I actually looking at the pictures from last year.
Listen,
I got.
If I can hop on your back for 5 of those miles, we're good.
We'll get you a bike.
Get a rickshaw. Joe wheelie around.
Yes,
there it is. That's what I do with my dog. That's what it feels like.
Oh, do you really?
I feel like I'm on a bobsled. I feel like I'm the dog on the bobsled.
Oh, pulling him. Oh, yeah.
After a mile.
Why don't you push him with the little kid card things?
Oh, man. Somebody bought that. I saw that for their cats in the apartment building.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, this is ridiculous.
Good save there. What was you going to say? Because in my head it went a different way.
I
have so much I want to talk about tonight because I've been watching so many podcasts, trying to get some ideas, getting some vibes, and two new ones that I've started, I tried to watch. One was Whitney Cummings. I watched her, Mark Norman, and Giannis Pappas.
Her podcast?
Yeah, but Mark Norman, because I've actually really like Mark Norman.
I would never have guessed that from the other 6 podcasts where you've mentioned that.
Have I really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you and Mark Norman are attached to the hip.
Yeah.
I thought Pat Joe was more.
If it was that 15 minutes, I had a different.
I'm a very huge Mark Norman fan, but usually I think what it is
him and Joe List.
I don't like Joe List that much.
Dude, I thought that podcast was pretty good. And those two guys together, I thought was pretty good. But
I just haven't. Yeah.
So I wanted to listen to Whitney Cummings, just kind of see what because I hear she's got a pretty popular podcast. She's got some really.
Is that her real last name?
Yes,
I think it is actually. Yeah.
And it was miserable. It was awful. She is terrible.
I don't like her podcast too much.
She is absolutely the worst. I cannot listen to her for more than I try. I got into an hour. It's a 4-hour podcast. I was in an hour on it.
Brief listen.
It was. I kept trying. I'm like, okay, just come on.
I listened. The last podcast of hers I listened to it had Topher Grace on it.
And who's
from that's the guy from That 70 Show.
Eric from That 70 Show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing nowadays?
He was Spider-Man.
So he's got a TV
He's
show
a black
now.
Spider-Man.
I don't know if it's on NBC or what platform it's on, but it was interesting listening to him because the only thing I knew about him, like really growing up, because he kept to himself. He was one of, like,
I heard that everybody hated him on that 70s show.
I heard that, and I heard, well, when he left, it was like he left because he thought he was better than everyone. And that's what you heard on the internet. And then hearing him talk now, he's just, it turns out, or at least per his perspective, he just didn't like the Hollywood lifestyle. Like, he likes to act.
Yeah.
He loves acting, but he doesn't really have to work like another day in his life because of that 70s show. So he's like, I just want to do things that...
Damn, really? Just one sitcom like that, huh?
Well, that 70s show was like right at the end of an era.
You also get like royalties and stuff.
That's what he's making it on. It's like royalties and stuff like that.
Wasn't he in the Ocean's movies?
I don't remember in the Ocean's movie.
Who was the guy?
He wasn't...
Casey Affleck was the guy you think of.
No. He was in the first... in the first one where...
Oh, yeah, he plays poker.
He plays poker with. And then he's the guy in the second one where Brad Pitt can't get him out of the hotel room, or he's locked up in the hotel room.
I didn't know that.
I don't remember that at all.
That show went on too long. What? You trying to rewatch that?
You know what they always do to somebody?
Well, they said it went down after he left.
Well, I mean, right when they should have ended it probably a year before.
Well, I didn't even know I didn't know they went on after he left.
Yeah, they did.
It went. They brought some blonde hair guy in.
That show just went on too long.
No. You know what every show does is they find a scapegoat to make crazy. Boy, like, so maybe I could be wrong, but I had 3 shows that I love. One was Boy Meets World, and the older brother Eric, he was like this cool dude everybody loved, and then by the end of the show, he's like a squirrel man stuck in a tree or something.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Him and the main guy Corey. I mean, like at the end, I remember one of the last episodes, or one of the last things they addressed in that season was his grandfather had gone crazy, and it was like this whole thing that like it happens to everybody eventually. And by the end, he was like jumping into Panga's arms and like just accepting. And you're like, dude, what the?
Second one was
Because they just.
I was so close.
Yeah, because where we at? What time are we
We're
at?
at 7.5.
Oh, you got to work on it, Joe. Well, I'm trying to think of the other one now.
2.5 Men. I know you.
Yes, 2.5 Men. What the?
Ashton Kutcher.
But
John Cryer's character.
He was such a straight-laced, good father. By the end of it, it's like hated his kid. All he was is like going after women the whole time.
I didn't understand. The one thing I didn't understand.
It was so bad.
Well, Charlie Sheen had the hibby, so he couldn't be the ladies' man anymore.
I get, but like they always have to make something. And then that 70s show, the mom was like the Rock. She was like Eric's like helping him, everything. Mm-hmm. And by the end of it, she was like some like crazy nut lady. And it's like, come on, why do we have to do this in every show? There's gonna be somebody who's gonna become.
I mean, we don't talk about Happy Days, how they dateline the brother and no one ever found him.
So
Happy Days,
yeah.
Oh yes.
Ron Howard had a brother like the first, second episode. He like goes upstairs above the garage and he's never heard from the show again.
Yeah,
never heard from him again.
I have heard about that. Yeah.
They daylined him.
But everything.
Wow.
Everything you're mentioning is
cold case file right there, Chris.
Is a multicam sitcom, and that's what they all get crazy by the end of it. You know what I mean? Especially comedies.
You know what I love to do? Go to YouTube and like all these comedians we love. Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle. All these comedians in the 90s had like a sitcom that went for a year. Bill's on this one. I forget what the name of it is, but it's like based on like a seaport, and he's married to some girl, and there's like 4 other women. Like there's like it's like they just follow these couples. It's almost Friends, but on like the sea before Friends took off. Yeah. And you watch Bill, and Bill's like some like lovey-dovey, like can't get a job, has a kid. His wife's a waitress at like some shack place. It is ridiculous. And there's one season, you can watch the whole season online. Yep. Dave Chappelle was in a show called Buddies he was a guy from SNL, and he was in Half Baked with him.
It's The Rock.
Yeah, Jim Brewer. And it was Buddies. That was what the show was called. And it was like, it was almost another Friends.
Joe Rogan was I think called News.
Yeah, News Radio. Yeah, News Radio. And that was actually, but that was like 4 or 5 years.
That was a
Did you see the one? Have you ever seen the one where he got recruited as did the baseball one? Like
Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
stuff.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah. And that,
Have you seen
he
that?
liked that one a lot, but it just.
Have you ever seen an episode of that? Or
No,
anything?
you can watch.
Can you?
You
I
can
have
watch
not
like
been-
you can watch like a clip of it.
He's like this main character. He's like a catcher for like some baseball team or something.
No, he's a manager for a.
Oh, is he? I thought he was a player.
No, he's a manager for a youth group, like an underprivileged youth group.
Really? What I
Keanu
read
Reeves
online
from
is
Hardball?
that
Hardball, I think it's called.
Is Keanu Reeves from Hardball?
I read it.
Huh?
Is Keanu Reeves from Hardball?
I think it's something like
I
that.
didn't think it was. I thought it was him playing like on a baseball team. I thought it was almost like kind of like.
If
Bull
only we
Durham-ish,
could look
but-
this up
We
on a
can-
search engine.
Oh, there you go. Hey, well, by the way, we cheers to a 32-ounce Modelo. And Joe's got a
Some of us
special.
did.
And Joe was.
I
supposed
got a
to
little
be
more
drinking-
soul.
Yeah, you were supposed to be drinking
With an
Modelo,
O.
but we
No,
got
you.
friends in higher places who took yours.
Yeah,
No
Pat
worries.
Lynch.
Hey, if you showed up on time, Joe, you'd have had a Modelo.
There you
Hey,
go.
It'll be a real shame when you're cut out of this podcast when I'm editing it.
I know it. Ain't nobody gonna miss it.
Listen, I got a 4-hour flight tomorrow. I got a lot of time to
Ain't
play
nobody-
with
There
this.
you
Ain't
go,
nobody
baby.
gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Me either. I'm not gonna miss it either. So.
Oh, come on, Pat. You love this. Bye.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna. I don't listen to the thing anyway. So
All
it's
right,
not
so,
gonna miss it.
Nobody
that-
wants
that-
to hear you anymore, Pat.
That
Shut
was
up.
kind of fun. Pat, let us know when you get figure out what Joe's. I thought it was Hardball.
I
but-
did.
I
did
think the name
see-
sounds right. but I
Hardball
thought
is
it
a
was-
movie that Keanu Reeves in.
In that same vein, I did see one. I don't think it was a whole
Yeah, it was
season.
Hardball.
Yeah, we knew the movie Hardball.
Well,
No,
Joe-
it's also
Joe-
the show's
Joe-
Oh,
also
it's a
called.
TV
yeah.
show.
The
Was
show's-
it based off the movie?
No,
It was long
this is
before the
before
movie.
the
Oh,
movie.
I think
long
the movie
before the
might have
movie.
been based off.
Oh,
No,
interesting.
it's not.
Oh, maybe not.
It's yeah.
But he's a coach of a hard luck or like an
yeah, it's a
underprivileged
similar
team.
concept.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and he really liked the show. but he
Plays
don't
Frank
listen to it.
Valenti.
Yeah, and Bill Burr. The reason he came up to LA the first time was for the show that he's on, like the Harbor Show, and it got canceled after one season. And he was stuck in LA.
Frank Valenti is the cocky, high-priced superstar, evidently, who puts him at odds with Bruce Greenwood's Dave Logan.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know what you just said, except that Joe Rogan was the high price.
Dave Logan is the pitcher that's been largely overlooked his entire career.
There you go.
So Joe Rogan's the player on the team.
Is he
Joe
really?
Joe Logan is the high-priced.
Are you
cocky
saying
star.
Joe Logan?
Joe
I said
Logan,
I said
baby.
Joe Rogan.
Joe
Oh,
Logan.
it sounds.
I might
I'm gonna come back and listen to
Yeah,
this.
I might have a stroke him. Who knows?
I'm gonna.
toast?
I think
Smell
for
toast?
most,
Smell toast?
I legitimately thought I was like, I'm just hearing this. But for most of that conversation, I'm 99% sure Pat Lynch was saying Joe Logan.
There might have been an Ellen there. There could have been.
for like 90% of it.
Joe. Pat's literally had about 2 sips of his beer and he's done.
Yeah, it's a little early in the week, you know.
Oh, listen. You got to work tomorrow, Pat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We'll only be here until about 1 in the morning with you.
Oh God, I'll be in bed like 5 hours before then, but cool.
No, but, well, listen, baby. Listen, you know how thin these walls are here. You'd be hearing this for
But I sleep
days.
like a baby.
What time do you usually go to bed, Pat?
10:30, 11.
What are you guys like? Like not head
9:30.
hits the pillow
I'm in-
necessarily,
no.
but like
Oh, I'm
actually
in bed.
fall asleep.
9:30.
9 to sleep. That's like your go. Like
I'm in bed at probably about 8:30, 8:45, and then I'm out cold by 9:30.
Do you
I hit
guys?
the bed in about like 10 minutes. I don't have any problem sleeping.
Okay, so that's what I was going to go into. Do you guys have like a ritual of sorts? Because mine has sort of evolved over time.
I'm trying to get, because you should
Where the
meditate.
laptop at? Where the laptop at?
that's too much energy.
Yeah, seriously.
I wouldn't.
Joe's
go to
got a
sleep. I wouldn't
big
go to
TV
sleep
in his
for,
spare
like,
bedroom for some reason.
My thing
He's
is
also next to the lady friend now.
I
That's
can't-
gotta
You
be-
got headphones in there too.
he goes to bed at like 9.
I get the porno phone out. I scan. I'm like,
Takes him 20 minutes.
I grab the stuff that I need for later on. I
See,
bookmark it,
It's
and then
too much for our
See,
friends.
Chris has a second phone that he says is for games. We all know what it's for.
oh, it's a porno phone.
Okay, wait, let's go back to, because I don't want to hear Chris say porno phone again.
Porno phone.
Can I
Can
have...
we get a shirt with porno phone on it, Peter?
So I take the porno phone.
For the love of God, I cannot hear this.
In 1 minute, you can swear.
Are you going to bring it out on the plane tomorrow? Or just try and get
I'm gonna
like
bring it to Max's while you guys are sleeping. I'm gonna go through, queue a few things up for the weekend.
It's hot and pink, so you know what's happening when it comes out.
Grace, don't look away, please.
Brother. Joe, what
Are
is
you all
your,
saying
what is your
Max's?
bedtime routine?
There you go.
What's your bedtime routine?
So usually
Oh, God.
Sarah will go to bed like 9:30, and then I'll clean up. So I'll do the dishes. I'll take the trash out if it needs to. Just kind of pick up after the dog, whatever toys are around, and then I'll maybe I'll play like a video game or watch a TV show, Hulu or something. I try not to play games that late because it's so easy to get sucked in.
Oh, yeah.
But when I do actually go to bed, She's usually around like midnight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get stuck there or anything.
No.
It's 4 hours later.
About 9 o'clock, I
Well,
start
no,
doing the
but, like-
dishes, take the trash out, go to bed at midnight.
You do the
Now you're
dishes,
doing it 3
take
hours.
the trash out. I'll like watch
That's not 3 hours.
That's like 15 minutes of that 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay, let my man
Allow
talk here.
me to finish.
Let him finish.
So I'll it'll be like
I'll
I
pass
said,
on
she
that.
goes to bed at 9:30. So if I do that, I'm not done till about 10:30 with all the chores and stuff.
Okay.
And then I
I wish I had that energy, but go on. I'm sorry.
I get my shit together for the morning. That's like, no more than 5-10 minutes. And then like you watch any TV show nowadays,
you
it's
get stuck,
40 minutes.
What
Or
time
it's
are
like
you
45 minutes. I usually get up at about 6:30.
So you're getting 6 hours of sleep a night?
Yeah, I try.
6 and a
I try
half,
to be,
sir.
I've tried to be better about it, but yeah, that's usually my thing. But for me to go to sleep, like I have to, my brain is just like running, like it's constantly thinking. So I started watching YouTube videos. Like I used to watch.
Me tired.
I used to watch.
Hours?
I used to watch
6 and a
Bob
half.
Ross.
You're not getting 6.5, you jackass. What time are we at?
Well, we're at 16
16
minutes.
minutes.
Okay, good. You're getting me all hot and bothered today. But go ahead, Justin. I would keep cutting you off.
You want me to bust out the porno phone again?
I'm sorry, Joseph. You poor thing.
So then I used to watch Bob Ross videos because it was just like real
Very
chill.
funny. I love that.
And it's just like I can focus on that and I can kind of turn my brain off. What I've started to watch recently, and I've slowly gone through like weird things, and it's all through the YouTube algorithm. For a while, I was watching this YouTube channel called Odd Tinkerings, which is basically this. I'm convinced he's Russian. You never hear him talk, but just by the products and stuff that he uses, he'll take any sort of electronics, World War II like lighters,
and clean them up.
and he'll totally restore them.
That's nice.
So I've been watching a bunch of videos, and now in the last 3 or 4 days, I've been watching like a bunch of woodworking stuff. And I'm like, oh man, these are all hobbies I want to have when I'm old. Like to just work on
to
this
get
shit.
your brain
Yeah,
shut
to-
down, yeah.
Oh yeah, but that stuff I'll just watch, and I know so much about stripping wood now, and then restaining it. Except the word apparently.
That's why I watch cartoons before I go to bed.
Here's my issue.
That's what I'll do.
If I don't have a
I just pull out the corno phone and I'm good to go. I'm out like the light.
corno phone,
Porno phone, Jesus.
you are deaf
bad.
bad. Stroke today.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Again, I was like, did I hear that wrong? The corno phone? The what? Pat's just looking up stalks of corn on his phone.
Oh, baby. Yeah. Next. Or Simpson, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know what the fuck's going to happen when we get to half a beer.
Corn. He starts with it.
Like a 9
on
in
the
there?
stalk, and he just watches a nice slow descent as if it's taken from
Actually,
the stalk. Neil,
no, it's the tractor's
land or nothing
It's a
butter.
slow motion video of the
I finally cooked, and then he watches it get eaten. But there's only like 4 people that he'll watch eat a corn because they know how to do it right.
You gotta slob that now, get that slob.
And then he can finally relax his brain and go to bed.
So that's about 10
I'm fucking done.
Okay, so Pat's got the corno phone.
The corno phone, the porno phone.
All right, wait, I had something. Oh, here's the thing. If I don't have a deadline, so I literally, when I get home we get home probably about 6:37. And I'll make dinner, so you're eating by 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
And at 7:30,
It's been the nice thing living with Sarah, so I moved in with her, is I come home and food's like already cooked or
That's
ready.
awesome.
And so that has saved so much time. 'Cause sometimes I would need to like 10:30 by the time.
Oh, I
work
remember
is done,
those days.
boxing,
Yeah, me too,
shower.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just.
But if I don't have like a deadline or I don't have somebody like I need to get done, I just don't want to do anything at night. And I hate that. Like I would love to be able to take that hour like you do and do chores. Like clean shit up. Like get your shit together. I don't have that will.
Because what'll happen too, I mean, part of it that plays into it is the fact that I'm working from home, and I don't want to like see that during the day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
get
Like
it.
the thing that I've started to do now, because the apartment that I'm living in is bigger now, is I'll run the Roomba every day. Like I'll try and make it like a thing so that it picks up all the dog, and it is ridiculous how much. I mean, the thing is totally full and I'm like, I do this every day. Like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Pat Lynch, do you guys got a Roomba?
Nope.
I think we need. Maybe a Christmas gift. Talk to Trina. Get yourself something.
They sell
Get
them
yourself
at.
nice.
We were talking about Costco and Sam's Club before this. They sell them there. That's where I got mine. Works like a
If you
charm.
can't do stairs, they can't do any good because like all the cat sheds on the staircase.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. And you got hardwood floors. I don't know why people ever had carpet. Is there any reason for carpet?
I don't like carpet.
That's where my cats puke upstairs.
I know.
Well, the one pukes.
But they puke in anger, right?
It's the shit.
I'm sure it was because there's insulation back in the day was crap, so it'd be warmer with the floor.
So I can see that. Okay.
That's okay. So that's something interesting. I was talking to someone. Someone was in my apartment recently, and it wasn't like a friend or.
It was Uncle Tom.
I don't feel like it was one of you guys, but somebody was telling me like, you can tell it's an old apartment because there's no lights.
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
He doesn't consider you a friend.
I was like, it could be one of you guys because. I feel like I
told you it's an old house because all there's people used lamps back in the day, so there's no lighting in the ceiling.
So interesting. It's not something I ever thought about.
So that's how you know our house.
There's no can.
We have no.
That's why all the properties we own, there's no can lighting, right?
There's no lighting in the ceiling, which is such a basic thing that you don't even realize.
No, you're right.
But it's like.
Yeah. You wouldn't have any.
Yeah,
you only have natural light in your front room right here.
I'm sure it is.
I had the ceiling fans when I bought it.
Whoa.
So the ceiling fan was still there.
Isn't can lighting more recent though?
But even still, like in the 70s, they had cans. Like they were just massive, way bigger. But yeah, they had.
There's no like in
all of our houses.
You know, back in the 70s, they didn't have porno phones. They had porno houses.
Look at
can we get off the porn?
Porno theater.
Literally, Lauren came to me and she said, "If you guys could do more porn talk, it'd probably be better."
Nice.
Like,
we got the memo. Mission accomplished.
I got that.
Look at my dad. Look at my parents' house.
Pat's facts came in a little fucked up. He heard the corno phone.
Look at my parents' house. They're living room too. Same thing.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, your parents' house. They have
lamps. There's no can lighting in the front of their house.
You know what? My parents don't have any. Like, you're right.
Like,
I have to have a lamp in the front.
Oh yeah.
They have literally no light fixture.
Do you guys have the clap on when you walk in? Like.
Clap on.
No, we had that for our Christmas tree back in the day.
Yeah.
The only reason I brought that up is because, like, you mentioned the carpet thing.
Yeah.
That was such a huge thing back in the day.
It was like, wall-to-wall carpet.
Wall-to-wall carpeting.
Yes.
I fucking hate it.
Me too, because there's no way to not get dirty.
With living with Sarah now, we now have, like, 2 or 3 carpets, and I'm like, I don't want this.
These are okay, like the little ones,
but no, that's like a thing too.
I'm
like
not a
older
carpet
people,
guy.
not me either.
I would rather have hardwood.
People want to see.
Yeah, you would rather have hardwood.
Yeah, me and my corno phone, we're gonna have some fun.
He enjoys those extra satchels on his ball hair thing, the ball underwear.
Yeah,
you need some ballons.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no dice.
Also, if you look at like the way old houses were built, like they were built because people used to live in the living room and dining rooms, and they would like, congregate in those areas. Those rooms are typically a lot larger, and the bedrooms are smaller. But now the way people live, like that's not desirable for old apartments. Like when you look at people, like these apartments, bedrooms smaller, right?
Yeah,
well, that's how it was built 50 years ago.
Yeah,
that's how they designed it.
Welcome to the This Old House part of the podcast.
There you go. That's kind of funny.
You know what else I like?
I actually love that show.
I love that. Is great. I love
Bob Vila on that show was great.
Open wall stuff. Like that's an old thing now. You can tell, like newer houses, everything's open. Like it's just kind of wide.
You can see
You mean open floor plan, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
I read an interesting fact about the new how houses are more open and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That it's easier for houses to burn down. It takes like 15 minutes for a house to burn down. Like
that. Because there's less like transfer.
Yeah, exactly.
There's more air build up.
There's more air build up, so everything goes up faster now because of the open concept.
That's what they say. If you live in an apartment building, always sleep with your door closed. For that reason.
Really? Okay.
Because it
that's
prevents
a freaking
the fire
safety
from being
tip.
spread. Yeah.
S&P safety tip of the day.
Until you're on the 5th floor and then you're dead anyways.
Well, you should technically, realistically.
You just don't Pat Lynch out the window first.
Have one of those foldable ladders. Just, you can stick
you have one of those,
stick out the window and then...
Do you have one of those, like, rope ladders that you throw out the window, Joe?
No, I can jump out my window and land on the floor and I'd be okay.
What about Sarah, though?
You're
going to catch her?
The dog.
She's going to be a little bit harder. The dog, listen, the dog is going to live. Did
you guys see the video of the cat that jumped out of the building on the south side?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Cleared her retention wall. Landed, like, suck it off, like, I'm good.
And then they couldn't find it.
Yeah, they did find it eventually.
They did. Funny thing about cats, there's like a spot between, I think it's like 2 to 5 floors, or maybe 2 to... It's a weird spot. They can survive between, and I'll probably Google this while you guys are talking, but it's such an interesting fact that I learned that between like a certain amount of feet, they can jump and land safely. Between a certain amount of feet, like in the middle, if they fall between this distance, they're most likely going to be severely injured and die. and then anything above that, and it has something complete. It's like all it has to do with wind resistance at these different levels.
Yeah.
So I'll look it up. But
I see Lizzie Wipeout trying to jump on this counter over here.
Yeah.
Lauren's cat legitimately hates me. And it's kind of fun now.
It's understandable. I sympathize with it.
Pat, go check out your CornHub. All right.
It's updating right now.
Yeah.
The CornHub phone.
So hey,
New cropping this year.
good crop. Actually, there's nothing better than a little sweet corn on a fall night. Baby.
Oh, you don't got to tell me, Peter.
So for this podcast, we have a few things that we wanted to definitely go over.
Did we?
Way to go, Chris. Son of Sam, is a new series or
Sons of Sam.
Sons, you're right. Sons of Sam
Descent into Darkness
on Netflix, and we all watched it. We're all a little bit into the criminal shenanigans. And Joseph
4K.
Joseph had said he did not like the first episode, and I thought it was actually pretty good. I thought the first episode, I liked where they're going with it because it does. They caught my attention with the idea that none of the sketches look like Berkowitz.
but like in high stress situations, those are like notoriously unreliable.
True.
People have been robbed by people that they got wrong.
Yes, that is very true.
And raped by people that they got wrong.
Have you guys watched the whole thing?
No,
watched the
just
first
one
episodes.
episode. Like we
Oh, okay. Because I had previously watched, I would say most of it.
I thought you said you watched one episode and were like, I'm out.
I watched one episode and I started to hate it.
Okay.
But I'll watch the whole. Like I had already.
Okay, so
Watch most
we'll
of it.
watch the rest for,
And then I'll chime in.
But no, you can chime in for the first episode. And the first episode just kind of talks about, dude, how about the scenery from New York in the 70s?
Oh, like how it looked?
New York's a shithole back then.
It was insane.
Yeah.
That's what people talk about.
It got
like,
worse in the 80s with the crack epidemic.
Times Square was so dangerous and so bad. It was nothing like
Yeah,
when we went.
I mean, you can listen to the guys that you listen to podcasts like Joey Diaz, Joe Rogan, Bill Burr. They tell you how you wouldn't be found near Times Square at past like 6 p.m.
Wasn't your boy Giuliani getting in there and cleaning things up?
Mm-hmm.
I heard Chris DiStefano saying that it's starting to get a little more like that again.
Yeah.
Mainly because during COVID, he was saying, cops wouldn't be out as much. So it started to become this more like street mentality again. Like, people kind of taking care, not in a bad, he wasn't saying in a bad way, like where it's getting dangerous or anything like that. But he goes, people are kind of taking care of people more. Like in terms of community, it's more community based again, and then you get like people being like, "Get the fuck out of my neighborhood, you weirdo," and so. But
it is also, it's so interesting to see like where garbage wasn't picked up. Like, these are things that we take for granted.
Chicago is so lucky in such a different way than most cities
but we were still like they didn't care about graffiti in the 70s and 80s.
No,
that's something like. It's disgusting.
Well, Chicago got lucky because when it burned down, they put alleys in.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing.
Huge thing, and I get that. But to cut costs, they cut down on
police.
They cut down on police. They cut down on garbage. So things just get disgusting. And
also,
then
there was no gas, so they had no gas either back then in the late 70s.
What do you mean?
The national gas.
You had the
but
gas
what does that
shortage.
have to do with?
We're not gonna run garbage trucks around all day.
It was absolute garbage. Like it just looked so depressing. Can you imagine living in that? Like that just had to been, or just absolutely disgusting.
I don't know. I found it weird when we went to New York and you saw all the garbage that was just piled up on the curb there. That just was weird to me.
Same thing in Boston too. It's kind of.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see it as much in Boston, but I definitely
that
saw
one night we were.
You're talking about the drive into New York. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
I'm sorry,
just in general, seeing like the garbage piled up on the curb, like when we were out there, it was just. They were just so random to me.
I was thinking about the drive into New York, like when we first I guess it was like the next day garbage day was for collections. Yeah. So it was like, I mean, it was like a mountain. Yeah. An absolute mountain.
But people are saying in Boston, they had like a similar thing. I don't remember it as much in Boston, but it definitely stood out in New York.
And the other thing is, I think about, and I don't know if I don't think New York has it as bad, or Chicago. Like, I know we have homeless. And I'm starting to see it in the suburbs a lot more. In Lombard, like there are like a little bit small encampments. You see people, like a lot more people just kind of laying out and stuff.
Well, the city's kind of pushed them into these encampments that are in various aspects of the city.
Yeah, which might be better because
going to the highway like overpasses a lot.
I was about to say, yeah.
Joe Rogan was talking to the mayor from Austin, and he was talking about because they have a really bad, not a really bad, but a pretty bad.
I mean, if I was homeless,
right off of one of the most popular bar areas in the city of Austin, 6th Street, there is a homeless shelter, and at 5, maybe even 4 o'clock, people start lining up, and by the end of the night, it's an enormous line that is so long.
Because it's like first come, first serve, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then all these people get rejected, and they all hang out in that area, and it is. I mean, it's like you're legitimately outmanned if you walk into a certain area, and it's jarring.
Do you guys know where this in Chicago where homeless shelters actually are? Like those kind of shelters, they're around. I don't know where any are.
I don't know either. I know the only. I
know where some soup kitchens are, but I don't know where necessarily like place you can sleep in.
And thankfully, we're very blessed that we have family and friends that we could always have the opportunity. Oh, yeah. And a lot of these people, it's unfortunate. It's usually mental illness, drug problems. But what I was thinking is like, I always think like I wonder why Chicago doesn't have it as bad, and I'm wondering is it just the winters? Because like California, it's out of control.
That's a huge.
God knows if I was homeless, I wouldn't be in the city.
It is 100. That plays a part of it.
The biggest thing, yeah, right?
That plays a part of it.
I mean, I mean, downtown, you don't really see a ton of homeless people.
No,
let me phrase that. You don't see a ton of them on the by the touristy lake area. When you go more into the loop a little bit, you see more. But like by the park, Grand Park, Palladium Park, you don't really see a lot of homeless people. I wonder if the cops could come out of there. I wonder.
Oh, yeah.
And the beaches, you don't see them a lot either.
No. Well, the beaches, they close. So anyone has to.
The beaches are open this weekend.
Sorry, at night. Like, they close them at night. If they see someone there at like 10:30 or 11,
well,
that's
the same thing. That's the same thing with the parks, too.
Yeah, that's the same with the parks. So maybe that's that. So, yeah, they are patrolled, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but to go back to Son of Sam, it was, so you have this really sketchy city that comes together because of the Son of Sam, who's just, these guys are it's so ridiculous to just come up to a car and shoot.
These guys, it's one dude.
Well, it could be more than one. But, okay, I was thinking like serial killers. Like, in my head, I'm thinking like, I'll never understand it. I'll never get it. But this Son of Sam would just come up to a random car where he would see a guy and a girl, and he would just shoot. And usually try to kill the woman, and that had them in a sexual thing.
They said he wasn't sexual.
No, but have you seen Mindhunter? Where they talk to like I don't know how much of that is, but I think that is based on that actual FBI.
Well, they said this thing. They said this guy that like his crimes were motivated by it. They weren't sexually motivated.
But see, that's where my thoughts came in. Is I remember them talking to Berkowitz, and it was all about he would go back there and he would have fun at the scenes of the crime where people died.
Maybe he did afterwards, but not at the time he didn't.
No, he never raped any of them, but it was all about killing them, and then he would take it home.
Because he put more bullets than women, right? If I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Zodiac guy did too. I think that.
So I think it was all. And I thought it was really interesting. And then they tried to make it seem like, well, this kind of brought New York together and trusted the police more.
Yeah, give it to the mothers,
Yes. All that is
give it to us. We'll take care of it. Yeah.
That was the other thing. And then like the one chick was like, we would, I hope he gets tortured. And in my head, I'm thinking like,
give him to us. We'll torture him.
Yeah. It was first of all, all the women have the hardest New York accent. And the other thing was, it was such a different, totally. The 70s into now.
I feel great. I can go back to the discotheque now. Everybody uses the word discotheque.
Yeah,
discotheque, Chris. Yeah, we're going
I
to disco.
I have a party tonight. I can't go. And it's like, oh, lady,
going to a discotheque.
But I thought it was interesting, and I think but none of those pictures came even close. Aren't most of those pictures kind of close?
But none of them are close to anybody.
No, not really. Usually, in a lot of those serial killer things, it's like you get like maybe one or two that are really, if someone survives.
So he had 6 or 7 people look at him at the killer.
So you have people that either have been shot by him. So you're looking at the gun, and then you have people that are probably a distance from here to my back of my house, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
at night.
Yeah.
Eyewitness.
No,
I
mean it is weird that someone said that he's like a blonde.
Yeah, like 6 foot.
So maybe they're high too. You don't know what they're on either. Like who knows?
Yeah.
But
it's also like if you witness something that horrific, you're like just naturally your body's going to try and block it out, and then you try and remember, and you're like,
but some of the people who are actually shot, like that's got to be instilled in your brain. No,
I don't know.
I mean, the guy from
you see the gun.
The Golden State Killer. That picture was like what from when they look at him in that time was spot on.
Yeah, but that's.
But he also spent hours with those people.
How many photos? Yeah, and how many like
he raped women for hours.
Yeah, and
but didn't a lot good? Well, I guess some of those. I don't know. I feel like some of those had to have been closer. I mean, none of them were close. Not one looked like him. You tell me not one person had any visual on him?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's all you're basing it on. I mean, like to me, the ballistics were all the same, and he had the gun, right? So they go around and pass the gun. Like, hey, you go kill Evil tonight, and I got that back. You go Evil.
Yeah,
I mean, they nailed the Night Stalker guy that one.
They got him on the facial thing.
Yeah.
The other guy that spent hours with his victims. Oh, yeah. And the guy that turned him in knew him.
Well, yeah, they got lucky.
Yeah, you're right, though. You're right, because they were in the convenience stores. They're like, and this fucking random picture of this, and they're like, oh shit, that's that dude. You're right. So sometimes it is.
But they knew him. They pulled stuff.
So
out.
But
that's a great example though.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see number 2. And the Night Stalker wasn't it? He killed his victims. There was only a few that actually.
Well, like he had kids. The kids got him, but I don't know if the kids were. I don't know how good the.
But also, like I think once the one cops like it's Richard Ramirez, and then they pulled his like driver's license.
Oh, and that's true too. Yeah.
But think about the drawings that were there though for that guy. Like a lot of them. I'm confusing my. Can't sure if it was
because he had black hair. You're right. It was a little weird. It was.
Which one was the one with the guy who was? I think he was a cop at one point. Was that the Golden State Killer?
Yeah.
So look at how I remember watching that documentary and the drawings that they would have. I mean, there was a few that looked like him. There was like 3 or 4 good solid ones that were like 2.
That were right on.
So many that were just so different and completely.
I think there was 3, and I think maybe 1 was off.
I have a hard time describing you to a sketch artist. I'm pretty sure, and I've seen.
Well,
how many
I guess
times.
here's the thing: we're in one episode. I'm intrigued just based on that. Just looking at how awful off these pictures are, and then how. Here's the other thing: I do get a little nervous when the government is pushed to get something done. I always get a little nervous, like they just rush to get something done. Where you're in that spot where instead of getting it done right, it's just get it done to appease everybody. That does make me nervous.
So that kind.
Not saying they're wrong.
Also, you got to get.
But I think it gives me the opportunity to go.
You can play devil's advocate with this reporter who's maybe piecing things together that to make his career as well.
This is kind of where I start going with later episodes.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of that.
So first episode,
I was okay. I was like, oh,
there was a fish
definitely edge of my seat, like, oh shit.
But then it gets to a spot where you're like, you mother.
But there's like certain things that it goes into more or carries on throughout and that I'm not liking. It's interesting, but
yeah, it is very interesting how big of a podcasting and money shows are dedicated to murder. Serial killers.
Insane. One of my favorite things to watch at like the end of the night. That's going back to my sleep thing.
So you don't sleep at night, Joe?
No, is like the BuzzFeed Unsolved videos. I've been watching those.
Oh, Unsolved! I hate Unsolved.
I don't like Unsolved crimes too much because I don't know how it ends.
I hate Unsolved.
I honestly do fucking hate it. And when I first started watching it, I was watching it with Sarah, and I was like, I felt like such a moron. I was like, none of these are resolved. Like, there's no resolution to any of these. She goes, it's called BuzzFeed Unsolved. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Well, how did I not?
Unsolved
I
mystery.
never put that together.
My favorite thing with Unsolved Mysteries, though, is like when you watch, when you rewatch them, they do sometimes something they get solved, right?
They'll do like a follow-up.
So they do like these, sometimes they do these like elaborate, theories on it. They think that one was like this girl, they think that she ran away from home, she was kidnapped, she was appeared in what was the band? New Kids on the Block music video. The one girl kind of looked like her. And the truth
she died.
And the unfortunate truth is she got like killed like a block from her home like an hour afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But they do these elaborate stories which are so good. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. And it's like the real story's like, oh man, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah, and that's
called anticlimactic here.
I feel like this is foreshadowing for my thoughts on how I feel about this.
Okay, so then that's good. So next week we'll come on episode 2.
Yeah,
and we'll discuss it.
Oh, I'll get caught up then.
Perfect opportunity watching the plane tomorrow, Christopher.
I ain't watching that crap.
What's that?
I got John Wick 3 downloaded.
That's only like 2 hours of your 4 hour
I'm
flight.
thinking,
Wait, have
you not
seen John Wick 3?
No.
We
started it. I got 15 minutes in.
Oh, that's right. That was the day I came over.
I'm thinking about also downloading It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, season 14.
I've been watching a lot of It's Always Sunny.
I got
I'll
season 5.
I'll take movie recommendations.
I got this World War II movie.
I have not seen Deadpool
1917. That's World War One, actually, right?
I haven't seen it.
Julius Chris here's good.
It's got Brad Pitt in it.
That's what I'm gonna download. Oh fuck, that's such a good movie.
Oh, I'm excited.
I did that haircut for a very tiny bit during during COVID.
I don't know the name of it. I'll tell you after.
Any movie recommendations
it's
you guys
movie,
got? I'll take.
Yeah,
I have not seen Deadpool 2.
I'll get it to you after.
Oh yeah. Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2 for sure.
1917, sort of staying with the...
Dude,
it has some of the most
Hour,
cinematic stuff.
I don't know if you're into like any type of history stuff, but Darkest Hour was phenomenal.
What is Darkest Hour?
It's about Winston Churchill taking
I like watching
Gary Oldman was the guy. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yep, that was good.
I may download Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Terry Funk is in that movie.
Hell yeah. Yes. Okay, so next topic is, not to cut you guys off because you're doing a great job here, but I wanted to jump in because every time I take a picture of Pat and his arm, it is the whitest arm I've ever seen. Katrina sent a snap of the ribs on Thursday, maybe? Or no, today's Tuesday. Wednesday.
This was last night.
It was last night. And your arm, I besides seeing the ribs in foil, your arm was alien. Like, you are translucent. Like, what in the sweet baby Ray?
Translucent.
We're all a bunch of wordsmiths here. Very well spoken.
I can't help it.
Eloquent individuals.
If you guys would have shut your mouth, we would have gotten away with it. No, you gotta call it out.
Next time I'll buy some bronzer, Peter. Put that over for
please.
I don't know if you take a snap. Not that matters, but like, I'll put some bronzer on for you, Peter. Just for you. Just the arms.
Know what?
Nowhere else, just the arms.
You know what? I think you could get away with like a little color, and they wouldn't it wouldn't be like blackface or whatever. They wouldn't get mad at you because you need something.
Pat, I forgot to put suntan lotion on.
Yeah,
I have a very hard line farmer.
I meant to text everybody on Sunday. I was crispy.
I had it in my bag.
Pepsi were both crispy.
Joe, I was passing out sunscreen before the golf thing. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You weren't there though.
So Pat, how were the ribs though? That's what I wanted to get to.
They're good. Yeah, came out good.
I thought the context of that was Pat's pastiness.
Oh, it was. I had to throw that out there, but I really wanted to know how the ribs. So, how long did you smoke them for?
It was a total of 6 hours.
What do you do before? Are you putting any brine on? Are you putting any seasoning? What are we doing?
I did. It was like mustard, Worcestershire sauce.
Nice.
Worcestershire. A little apple juice in there, and then.
Okay, but wait. So you're rubbing it down with the little.
I put that on the first, and then I put like a rub on it.
Okay, so what's in our rub?
It was like just like a stock rub.
Oh, okay. That works.
Yeah.
So, I'm a brown sugar.
Cumin, cinnamon.
Yes. No,
brown sugar.
Brown sugar,
so
cumin.
I put that heavily on there both sides, and I smoked it.
Yeah, mustard.
Do you take off the back, the silver, whatever they call it?
Yeah, that was not fun.
I don't do that. Yeah. I think it gives a little crisp. You know what I found? Bobby Flay doesn't.
I'm not sure I did it correctly, but yeah, I did.
Bobby Flay doesn't do it.
No, but he likes that little extra bite to it. Like
I'm not sure I did it correctly.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
What puts the bite on it?
So on the back of the ribs, there's I forget what it's like. A silver
membrane.
Silver skin.
And you're supposed to cut, and then you're supposed to rip that off
because then that
opens up. It's not. So it opens up the rib. But some chefs leave it on because it gives it a little bit more of a crunch. Like it's a skin. So like almost a chicken skin.
I'm pretty sure I was half off, half on.
Yeah.
Fine. It looked like a cow's back.
Nice. So how long did we smoke the ribs first?
It was 3 hours like that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I took them off.
What temperature?
It was at 180.
700.
Ooh, 180. Yeah. Well, that's low, baby. Yeah. Okay. And then what'd you?
And then I turned it to 225, and then I put them in foil with brown sugar, a little honey on the top, brown sugar top and bottom, a little honey on it, Then I like with the
Red
foil.
chili
With
flake.
the foil, I covered it over, but I had like a funnel on the one side, and I put pour the apple juice in there and seal it up.
Okay.
And so like it made it nice and moist. Had a little.
I did like the 2 inches off the bone. I think if you're gonna do ribs, and if you don't see 2 inches off the bone, just don't even bring them out.
And then it was another 3 hours with that.
Oh, 6 hours, baby.
I think I would do longer with the like foiled next time.
Here's the thing. I think I'm not 1,000% sure on this, but I don't think you're supposed to use aluminum foil in the Traeger. That's my only question. I think we need to look that up because I did look up. I've seen a recipe like that.
Well, the recipe was from Traeger, so
okay. So then maybe it is. Maybe it's just a regular smoker that you're not supposed to use aluminum foil.
I don't know.
Yeah,
they didn't say anything though.
That's awesome. I can't wait for Monday because I'm gonna be grilling like a beast. I don't think I'm going to do ribs. I don't think I'm going to have time. But I'm definitely going to do some burgers and some hot dogs. Hot dogs. Awesome. That's great.
Says not to do it from start to finish.
Okay. You know what? You know what's a weird thing? You hear all these like weird random things like aluminum foil, not aluminum foil. I know you're not supposed to use aluminum foil in your microwave. That's no good.
No, that will send an electric bolt to it.
Yeah. No bueno. And you know what's funny? I've seen people do that.
I did it on accident. I didn't know that the Olive Garden bags had foil in it one time. My parents gave me some breadsticks, threw them in there. That was like a bolt go through. Like, oh shit!
Oh my gosh!
Scared the shit out of me.
Joe, did you? I know you look at our Twitter constantly. So did you look at the tweet that I posted today about the Cubs game? Pull it up for yourself. Give yourself a little look. Pat Lynch was a sweetheart today. Cubs won. Cubs win. Played a day game.
I think it was 5-3.
I love when they play a day game. I feel bad for the Cubs. They must do all how many day games do you think they play?
They're playing in Pittsburgh, aren't they?
Yeah, that was in Pittsburgh. And today,
I think they do at home. I think now the night games are up to they could do 35 night games. So 35
doesn't that
80
seem like a lot of day games?
Yeah, it is.
That's insane to me. That's why.
And I think they have less day games because they have concerts, or less night games because they have concerts.
Well, they don't have to worry about that this year, do they?
Yeah, they think they do. No, they think they're gonna have concerts. Our concert's gonna be there.
Yeah, but that's they don't have a lot of new ones. How many concerts do you think they got?
They're cramming them in there. They got I think Lady Gaga's there. I think Maroon 5's there. The one we're going to, Green Day's there.
What's the country artist? That's what I need.
Chris Stapleton.
When is he?
He's like July 15th.
Is he that early? I thought he was later. But you can be right, Chris.
I think the concerts are pretty.
Can I get tickets?
Oh my god, this is ridiculous!
How awesome is that? So if you haven't seen
this video is so stupid, ridiculous.
Go to Podcast S&P. You're gonna watch a Little League play and a Major League. Javi Baez takes hits a grounder to first.
Macho, whatever his name is.
The first baseman chases him backwards.
All you gotta do is touch the bag.
Chases him backwards, and Contreras scores from second. And then Javi makes it to second.
No, the guy scored from second on the grounder, and Javi came back. So yeah.
Well, no, but he came back.
Still got the second.
Javi came back, and as Javi came back, and they got close to home plate, the other guy was just sprinted towards home plate, and then he topped.
Was there 2 outs in that? Or
yes.
2 outs. Okay, so he's just playing. So it's like 3 different things going on. One is the stupidity of the Pirates.
There wouldn't have been a force out at first, then, Chris. If it was 2 outs and the guy
2 outs. There's a runner on second. Yeah. He could have just stepped down first, and he would have been over.
You're right.
So absolute stupidity by the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's it. That's number one.
All he had to do was put his foot on the plate.
Or just wait for Javi Baez to come to him if there's 2 outs.
Okay.
The other thing is the hustle by Contreras to get to home to make that confusion. And then Baez getting to second. So there's good, and then there's just absolute stupidity. And I thought it was awesome.
And they got to hit the next at bat so they score another run.
Which probably broke the game up. And honestly,
is that an unearned run? Or was that an earned run?
No, that's an unearned run for sure. My favorite thing is Baez had enough time to cheer Contreras scoring and still make it to first base. And
I love that. Like, yes, he got. Oh shit, I can run.
He's like, oh shit, I gotta get to first for this to count.
And then they throw it, and I think whoever's shortstop,
second baseman.
Second baseman runs towards first.
He's like, oh shit, I gotta get up there.
Misses the catch. Javi slides into first, realizes, drop that one.
Yeah.
No, now I'm going to run to second. The guy who they throw to second, he drops it. So Javi's totally safe on
Absolutely.
second base.
This is why the Pirates are in last place.
Complete mishap.
You got to feel like isn't Pittsburgh's a decent.
Pittsburgh's
city.
like the Detroit Lions of baseball.
Well, they're a decent city, but they got no money in that baseball team. They have a beautiful stadium.
It's right. They're all the investment goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
right across the river, I believe.
Which I'm interested to see how the Seattle Mariners this Sunday are it's going to be like, because I'm used to going to a baseball stadium that's absolutely packed.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass to get into. And
well, you're not gonna get that in Seattle for sure.
So which I'm interested to see. Also, we haven't been to a live event since 2019 or no 2020.
No, the last thing we went to was I think the Hawks game where Quinville returned.
Yes, that was it.
Give me one of these, Chris.
Yeah, there's a little nut grab.
How are your NFL or NBA?
FYI, Chris Stapleton canceled his concert for 2021. He's back in 2022.
That's a bummer.
July 23rd.
But Wrigley's got like a bunch of. Wrigley has a none of. Oh, they got Motley Crue's the other one they got cut here.
Yeah, no thanks.
But they got Journey, man, and Journey kicks ass.
Journey! Chris, how are your NBA and NHL prediction looking?
Brooklyn Nets are stomping the Boston Celtics right now. I also chose the Dallas Mavericks.
Let's play against them really quickly.
The Mavericks are whooping some ass too against the Clippers. Surprisingly,
what time are the Bulls playing?
7:30.
So they're already gone. They're already gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have the Colorado Avalanche, who swept the St. Louis Blues in the first round. They did. So
Chris McGraw
looking good right now.
Good. Did you guys see? Okay, so there's two things. Did you guys see Westbrook get?
I saw the popcorn.
I heard it. I did not see it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
He was mad as hell.
You know what's even more ridiculous about that?
He's also injured. He's also injured.
Yeah, so that got all the hype. Everybody's like, look at Westbrook get pissed at this guy throwing popcorn. First of all, that person. I hope
he got banned from the arena.
I hope he got charged with
something.
How do you
ban people from the arena?
Charged? Like you can't. You should not be able to throw stuff on people.
But how do you know?
There should be some type of fine or some type of. You should have to deal with something.
His punishment was that he got banned.
Yeah, but you can't. You should fucking.
How do you know?
You can't throw popcorn on assault.
Peter wants assault and battery. Damn it!
Yeah, but he's a normal person like
assault and battery. Damn it!
I want to know how you ban someone from a stadium.
But okay, but so Joe, if you're sitting in,
eyewitnesses aren't
if you're
accurate, Chris.
If you're so he can't. So that NBA player, if somebody threw popcorn on you, you would have the opportunity to confront that guy. As an NBA player, he can't do shit. He can do nothing. So then he's just supposed to take that, and then all this guy's punishment is this guy leaves the game.
He got a punishment of never being able to be allowed into that.
Jermaine O'Neal.
I think you need to make an example of that kid personally.
No.
Every time? How many times people throw shit at
So then they shouldn't. That's the issue.
No, it was Ron Artest that went to the crowd.
No, the Detroit.
Yeah, that was Ron Artest on the Pacers.
Oh man,
yeah.
He was like
Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal. Where the one guy walked on the court and Jermaine O'Neal just because I know where boom boom.
I really thought Steven Jackson.
Okay, but so the real issue that's terrible. That it makes me so mad that this kid thinks that because in any other situation he doesn't have the balls to say nothing to us.
Oh, the only reason he did it is because he was completely safe from everything.
But okay, so no, that's bad. The only reason you know why that you guys got heard of that over anything else that happened in the NBA is because Westbrook got mad and tried to go after the kid. You know what happened?
Was impressive to me in that whole situation is how many people it took to hold Westbrook.
Yeah, but okay, so and that's what you all saw. You know what was even worse? Trae Young got spit on.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. Trae Young got spit on.
Oh, these are things.
And no one said, and then you don't hear about that. Like, it wasn't until later.
Yeah. It was after the Westbrook thing. Like, they made a big deal out of the Westbrook thing.
Westbrook looked crazy.
You didn't find out until 4 o'clock, but they banned that guy too from...
That spit thing.
That should be assault.
Especially during COVID. That I would say is a chargeable offense. You get some popcorn thrown on you, boo-hoo.
Assault and battery.
But spitting, now you're putting someone's life in danger, and that's a serious thing.
What happened if he licked all the popcorn before he spilled it on
This is COVID times, Joseph. He's spreading the vid without popcorn.
You make a great point. His sticky fingers, he's licking all that popcorn.
He could have gotten the porno phone out and done something illegal to that popcorn.
You know what he's bringing out? He's bringing out the corno phone, because that's the only phone you're using.
With popcorn and the corno phone, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
What about all the extra salt intake? I mean,
You ever see
bad for his health long term?
You ever see the Dave Chappelle show? Great moves in dating history or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And the one's like the guy where he gets the popcorn and he puts his.
Yeah.
You know,
Taking the popcorn. Yeah.
On the opposite end of that, one of my favorite things.
What if that guy did that and then dumped it on Russell Westbrook?
Oh,
Come on, Chelsea. Assault and battery.
That is 100%.
You'd be like, why is there a hole in this thing?
Yeah. That's 100% a chargeable thing.
No, popcorn's extra salty, damn.
Oh God.
Really creamy butter.
I honestly.
That's assault, brother.
Do you double dare me?
This podcast got off the rails
Ooh.
in 3 minutes.
All right, I have a completely different thing to say.
Let's go.
So go ahead.
Let's go. No. I'm just saying people need to like that. That's insane. Like I think people just need to chill out. Here's the thing: the White Sox. You see the two women battling it out at the White Sox game. Can we all just chill out? We just got let out. Like,
okay, this is what I'm going to go into.
You're going to have to be careful on Sunday at the Mariners game.
People are way too fucking sensitive now.
Oh.
The overreaction is ridiculous stuff. Woo! Speaking of the White Sox, they renamed the restaurant Tony La Russa. People are losing their minds. Listen, y'all are so lucky that this is the shit you're bitching about.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's the times we're in. Yep.
It is.
We don't have real issues.
Who gives a shit? Like,
I do
this
think the White
is
Sox
such
made
a
very
dumb
poor choice with
people are getting so fucking hung up and so it's just.
No, you're right.
It's
no,
ridiculous.
you're 1,000% right. But that's what it is. Here's the thing: people understand that you can go viral based on an opinion, and a lot of those people really don't give a shit. It's just trying to get like their name out there and get heard.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? There's a whole bunch of fake information going out, and I don't mean like fake news. I just mean like over sensationalized. It's honestly, I learned about this in college, and I do feel like this is bad. Yellow journalism. Do you remember learning about that?
No.
Where it was like over sensationalized, somewhat lying things being publicized.
It's kind of what they talked about with, and actually to bring it back to the Son of Sam thing, is like the headlines that are constantly getting put out.
That is where
you're right. Your chances of actually getting hit by Sam, like the Son of Sam, was insanely very small.
The women were cutting their hair and changing their hair color.
Here's my thing with that.
Looking like Joe Keneally.
Yep. And
it's not a bad look.
He looks so fluffy right now.
And it's just that
his hair looks so soft.
It is.
It is soft.
I've been He
moisturizes.
Can a man get his point out? Let him get his bit out.
And that's kind of where my thing went. Is like in that documentary they were talking about stuff, and then later on it just goes into this whole thing where I'm like, people are just putting out information now. It's not even factual anymore. It's opinion being treated as fact.
S&P facts right here.
It's like it's so ridiculous.
No, yeah.
And then people will listen because it's on TV and they go, well, they don't lie on that. You know, people are
never
completely naive or innocent, or they just don't have. And it's just like
it's the idea.
I become such a skeptic of everything.
Oh, you have to be.
Joe Keneally sucks.
Here's the thing.
I'm a real curmudgeon-y bitch.
Well, here's the thing.
That's the truth.
I'm so tired of it.
I wanted to bring this up last week. Is the Joe Rogan gotten some shit because he was talking about how, comedians, and this is more related to what's his name, Tony Hinchcliffe, and his.
I saw that.
These fucking guys.
Tony Hinchcliffe is a comedian who dropped a racial slur.
Well, no, did you see the whole clip?
He was ripping on his Asian buddy.
Yeah, so his Asian guy came out and his whole thing was racial, and then Tony Hinchcliffe came in a little hot. And he was just working, but somebody was taped his work session, and then they cut it up to make him look really bad. And Joe Rogan was trying to say, hey, listen, white males, like comedians and people who are speaking, are having, like, you're getting railroaded. Like, you can't say anything anymore.
Here's my thing to that. I don't feel bad for Tony Hinchcliffe in the least.
No, but I get what he's saying though, because I do think that I think it's very easy to attack a white male.
Is it because you don't like him, or is it?
No, it's not the white male thing, or it's none of that shit. It's like, dude, understand the age you're living in. Don't be a fucking idiot. Like, why would you say something that is that hot topic and buttony? Yes, you may be friends with him, but understand the room and the rest of the fucking world right now. You can't say shit like that. So why say it? I understand freedom of speech.
But I get that, but nobody can say anything.
There's freedom of speech. Listen, Joseph, stop being a curmudgeonly old bitch.
What is the first thing that came out of his mouth when he came on stage?
No idea.
You feel safe saying what he said?
No, but I'm also not. I'm not a comedian.
No.
I'm not coming up there trying to make people laugh.
But that doesn't mean they get special privilege. Like, you have to deal with it.
But
you have to deal with your...
I get that, but I also think you should be able to... If you're making jokes and you're just busting balls, like, you're right. You got to be careful at the same time. But I also think it's very easy to... And I'm going towards... I don't believe that Tony Hinchcliffe and his wording... I get what you're saying there, Joe. But I think there is some truth to what Joe is saying. Yeah. Like, it's very easy to... You're trying to censor one person now. And what I'm saying is, I think, and then he got destroyed for that saying. So it's very easy to kind of just keep killing people.
So
I think let me say
Joe. This: would he, if he was okay saying that shit with just the guy in the room, and he was fine with it? Mm-hmm. That's probably what happened. He came in a little bit drunk or whatever the fuck he was.
He was just too loose.
Yeah, and he said some shit that would be fine with people that he knows who are in the room. Yeah. But you say that to a public audience, and listen, you play with fire, you're going to get burned. Now you have to deal with the repercussions.
Here's the other thing, though. But they cut that clips up. They cut it up to a point where, like, it made... And you could take any context out of it. When you see the whole thing...
I watched the whole clip. He came out so hot. I'm like, okay, yeah.
You can't cut clips up and then put it out there
They took the worst parts. Yeah. Sure, but I watched the whole clip. He still was like... It's like, dude, you can't be dropping some of these things, even if you're
but then put the whole thing out. I think again, to go back to what we're at is talking about what Joe Rogan is saying is it's easy to cut up clips on white males now and say it's and just burn them and that's it. It's over.
It's easy.
And then now you're putting Tony Hinchcliffe gone. Like he lost his agency, he lost all this stuff based on cut up clips. When you watch the whole and I get that it's you got to be careful with what you say, but at the same time, then comedy is just going to be. All right, is this okay for everybody in here? Is this everybody okay? No, not everybody's okay. Then it's over.
I don't know this comedian also. What is he normally like?
This is exactly what he is.
He's definitely a very edgy comic.
Yes, and he's been less weight all the way. So it wasn't his crowd. So it definitely wasn't his crowd. That was an issue. But
wait, was it not at his show then?
He came out to work on a bit, and the guy was and then the guy in front of him was Asian, and this guy worked all like. His stuff was all racial, and Tony came out. He
basically came out and just like he ribbed the comic before him. That's what he did because he
acted like he was in the green room busting his balls. He shouldn't have been doing that. And no, 1,000%. The words that he was using, I would never use in my entire life. Like I would never use that. But what I'm saying is, I hate that Joe tries to say, "Hey, listen, can we just take a look at everything?" And he's saying like. White males are kind of getting censored and all the political correctness goes towards them. They're all getting canceled. Like not everybody, all of them, but it seems like it's overproportionate to white males. And then immediately it's like everybody goes after him. Like, this white male who's got the biggest podcast is saying white males aren't getting talked about. And it's like,
this is also my thing though.
This is like the on Parks and Rec where it's like, man's rights. But
it's like, it's also like,
shut up! You've always had rights.
Yeah, listen. He's on the biggest platform, and this goes towards a part of me. A part of me doesn't feel bad for Joe, but I also realize and this goes towards the news and just like sensationalizing shit. They shouldn't be fucking taking news clips of Joe Rogan to begin with. He's a fucking comedian. Yep. Having said that, he is someone with nearly 1 billion people listening to his podcast, every single podcast. So you're on a platform where your influence is very large.
You really pulling that kind of numbers?
Yeah, and at some point, it's sometimes like
he's what the most popular podcast out there.
Millions, I can see.
Millions. I don't think it's billions.
Millions. Yeah. I mean, okay. He gets hundreds of millions of views.
That's an S&P fact, baby.
Listens through his podcast, maybe over. But it's like you also have to understand your reach, and I'm sorry to say that puts you in a position where you do have to like watch.
Do you guys think that the fact that
but you can't have an opinion.
Do you think him being on the Spotify thing has made him even more of a target for people?
I think for sure. Absolutely. Because he's starting to make money, and people are pissed.
Well, he's making a shit ton of money before that.
Yes, he's an easy target. I just hate to see it. I think a lot of people, it's an easy target. No, if you just listen to him, he's so down the middle and he's so all over the place. And I feel like but that's the scary part is we start to censorize people and now where does it end?
Well, I think it's always people always seem to pick out the low hanging fruit when they go after people for anything.
I don't know. I thought it was weird. I get what Joe's saying though. Like, hey Tony, you're in the wrong time. And especially with all the Asian
that's another thing. Yeah, he drops this and like that would be like.
You can't do that.
You gotta read the room, and yes, the room was 30 people, but it's also like you're a very famous comedian. Yeah. You're gonna be recorded at some point. I've never heard this dude, but I'll take it. No, he's. Well, I'll say this:
he's not my cup of tea either. You guys know a lot of comedians. You know where his thing is? He's a roaster. Like he roasts people.
I was about to say he was big. He's a big roaster. He wrote for many famous people and many comedians.
Yes.
During the roasts, and that sort of comedy is.
Yes, some people, it can be missed. If you hit, you hit. But if you miss, it's a big miss.
Sure. Honestly, I don't know what the interaction was with him and the comedian that he was. But here's my thing.
Well, no, they're friends. Like they've come. He came out and defended.
If he can, if that
and Ari came out and sent out the whole thing and was just like, hey, listen, like there's got to be a safe place. If you're gonna clip it up and you're gonna just put out the worst of it, you got to send the whole thing and then just unfortunately burned all of Tony's. That whole set was burned.
And here's my thing with that. If that guy doesn't have an issue, who he's talking about, then people need to calm the fucking tits. I mean, seriously.
But here's back to your point is with the Tony La Russa thing is we're just all so comfortable. We got nothing to be complaining about.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
That's it.
Well, Tony La Russa, I mean, it's a whole.
Who's Tony La Russa?
He's the White Sox manager. He's the caveman.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna hurt that team in the long run.
I was thinking of the Karate Kid.
Since he bashed that player for hitting a home run, like they've been awful. They've been awful on offense.
He does look like a caveman, by the way. He does not look good.
He's 80. Well, he's like almost 80, right?
He's like 70 something.
He's like 77, in between 77 and 81.
I think they're trying to get some Joe Madden. Joe Madden magic there.
Yeah,
with that kind of hire, but Joe Madden actually can still relate to players.
Yeah, but he's getting.
He got his ass ripped out by fucking Albert Pujols.
I said could.
Yeah.
I didn't say currently he's on top of it. I said when he came for the Cubs job, he was a good hire and a good fit.
What do you guys think of the Aaron Rodgers stuff? I guess
I feel like how Joe says for like the media's like making it special and everything. I feel like. All ESPN can do is find little things and be like, Aaron Rodgers, this is the day he's going to get... Shut the fuck up.
He wants to get paid.
You think that's it?
Yes, I 100%.
You don't think it's a philosophy?
No, I think that it's because it's the same... I think he wants to get paid.
Okay.
I think he is a whiny bitch, and I think he wants to get paid.
Right, I think he looked
I'll be 1,000% honest. I'm usually on the player side, like, hey, just get, do you, but I'm so tired of it. All they talk about is Aaron Rodgers he's having a Hawaii. He's missing... unrequired OTAs.
Yes. Okay. Who cares?
He missed OTAs, baby. My favorite thing was when Kenny Mayne told him to go fuck himself.
Last season,
was awesome.
That was his last thing on ESPN.
Yeah.
Last season, he talked about the fact that because he didn't have to go to the OTAs and they were canceled, is one of the reasons he did so well this season.
Okay.
And he was able to work out and do squat and really increase the strength in his
he did look good in Hawaii.
And he was that's what he contributes to how well he's doing.
This is ESPN.
He's got to work his ball.
They're gonna take shit and
exactly.
I saw a fucking photo with him and his
Danica Patrick.
Fiance.
Yeah. They're in Hawaii. And that's what they've been blowing up.
People are like, where the fuck's he going? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
He's out of OTAs, Joe.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Even if he fucking sucked next season, he'd still be better than most of them.
Yeah,
he'd be better than the Bears quarterback.
Oh my gosh,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous with the Bears. I think it's gonna be a rough season. That schedule is scary.
But you don't know. You just never know with the schedule.
That's true.
Good. People get injured. The teams look like if Tom Brady goes down, what are the Buccaneers got? Blaine Gabbert's going to be tearing it up? I don't think so.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I forgot that he started.
I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to. But you got Rodgers versus Brady, Nicholson versus DeChambeau.
Oh,
Moonlight
Mason.
My favorite
thing is the DeChambeau freaking Kopka freaking.
I want to see those two.
Whoa!
I love that Phil Nicholson won his sixth
I watched
major
the whole thing
title.
on Sunday. That's what I did last night. I watched the whole thing
On Sunday.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Good for you.
I was in between that and the hockey game.
I didn't watch any of it. I wish I did. What did I do Sunday?
You saw him chip in when I saw him hit it right into the bunker on that par 3. It was like, that was a garbage shot.
Brooks Koepka looked like Pat Lynch playing a par 5. Yeah. He chilled the drive, and then he fucked everything else up.
But, like, I watched Mickelson hits a 5-iron, like, and it's like, wow, that's a really nice shot. All of a sudden, it's beach party. I'm like, yeah, that's everybody in our group right now. Beach party. Next shot, Mickelson. From the sand, right onto the green, puts it in the hole. I'm like, what the? That never happens.
No, Phil was playing good.
Oh,
he was on.
It's a nice shot.
But the best part is, what's his name?
The Shambo?
No, the other one.
Copacabana.
Copacabana.
Yeah. He was such a whiny girl.
I don't like him. He whines all the time.
Such a whiny girl.
He was whining about people walking on the 8th green. Like
people are so excited. I'm sorry. Like, you're right. The security should have been better.
It should have been better, but yeah.
But God, are you so whiny?
He whines about everything. He's
living rent free. The Shambles living rent free. That's our guy, Peter.
I know. And he was doing curls. Like, Copo, whatever, is whining. And he's just sending out snaps of him doing fucking curls, baby. Just getting it.
He's got to work out all that pre-workout that he takes.
Yeah, I mean, this.
But that was awesome. I was so happy for Phil.
I mean, that's the problem with these new age golfers. Like, I don't like. None of them are likable.
But that's kind of good though. You need that.
But you need someone to like. I mean, Tiger's probably done forever at this point. Mickelson's 50. Like, who else do you like? Who do you
DeChambeau,
like?
baby.
Like, it's a young golfer.
Those guns,
you know
baby.
What we need to go back to where we don't know our fucking sports MVPs. We don't know our actors. Just let them live their own fucking life and appreciate.
No, I'm just saying on the golf course.
That's
like
social media.
On the golf course, they're dickheads.
Yeah,
that's fine. I don't care.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't watch golf.
Well, but you need like
Cam Lynch is a big Rory McIlroy fan.
No, but
I'm
that's
sure like Macklemore than these other guys. I mean, shit.
Because like when we grew up, we had Michael. Like this is what like Pat was saying. Like it's like we had Michael Jordan. We had like your favorite baseball player, Frank Thomas, Sammy Sosa.
The guys are likable on the field.
You had the underdog.
No idea what they're doing.
Watching Mickelson, he looked. I mean, he was very serious, but he looked like he was enjoying himself. He was having a good time.
That's like Tiger when he won.
Looked like a fucking stick was up his ass the whole round.
Is he the one that?
Even when he tied him, he was like,
I just saw a headline. Is he the one that missed the putt and snapped it over his knee?
No, that's a different guy.
That would be Peter McGraw.
There was some guy who missed qualifying for a PGA game. He missed some putt and he just snapped it over. So I didn't know if that was Kopka qualifying for something or if that was what that was.
He was actually the runner-up to Phil, and that was.
He was tied with somebody else, right?
Yeah, the guy with the.
They all make up.
Some people would admire that though, right? Like they're. Oh no, you're saying he's bitching, right?
Well, but some people like he's just competitive and he's competitive. Some people, right? Some people do. You're right, Joe. Some people would admire that.
I miss the days of John Daly.
I want guys.
He was a real American.
If you're you want
definitely.
Hey, let's memorialize him this weekend. Even though he's not dead, let you drink like him the entire weekend.
Oh, good lord!
But you want guys.
You might die.
You want guys to look like they're enjoying themselves out there, like Tiger looked like he enjoyed himself. He's out there. Phil looked like he enjoyed himself.
Well, no, Tiger more recently.
Tiger looked dominant too.
When he just recently started.
No,
Michael never looked like he loved it.
No, until he won the game.
Yeah,
he was like. He was bitching his own players out.
Yeah.
Well, Michael always bitched.
Yeah.
You saw that SNL skit
Sometimes you just
where he had to take that guy's hair for
that was great.
Coins against the wall.
Night with your wife.
Not with your wife. I can't make 9,000 a day.
He's the greatest all the time. 9 grand, he can make that back in a day. No, I can't.
No, I can't.
You guys see?
You're gonna watch it. We're done, Joe.
Yeah, we'll send you we'll tweet out the clip of the SNL of Michael Jordan from the.
Peel was Key. It was Keegan-Michael Kegel was hosting SNL, and he did a spoof of the Michael Jordan Last Dance thing. You watch it when we're done. It's good. It's so good. So good.
I saw.
It's so good. It's so
good. He did something else. Oh, they did. Did you guys see the one where they were in the bar and there's these two women after COVID, first time they're out in the bar, and these two guys competing for their attention, and so like one guy sends like a drink, and then the other guy sends like a tray of oysters, and they're like. He brought them with him. I don't know if I'd eat them. They're like, no, we don't want that. Like, but the end of it, like, they were just, these two women were just so, like, ready for anything. They're like, yeah, we're going to go home with you.
Didn't see that. I saw the Muppet one.
I legitimately feel like that's the truth, though. People are so ready to fuck out there. They're so ready.
Let them know, Joe, baby. Joe, come to Seattle ready, hot and ready.
No, but just going out to the bars, like, the men are dressed up. The women are dressed up. Like, they're putting their best face on.
When the four of us come out, we look like schmucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we always look like idiots.
Yeah, we look like Bart and Homer going out there. You guys see on the weekend last week, it's like late night Saturday, Oscar De La Hoya giving it to Dana White. He wants to box GSP, and they like have like an agreement set up. And Dana White won't let GSP box Oscar De La Hoya.
Who wants to see these fights? Who wants to see 55-year-old fucking Oscar De La Hoya?
Dude. I don't know, but Oscar De La Hoya was like, why don't you get your fat ass in there with me, Dana White, and then I'll box a real man in.
It's like Jake Paul fighting whoever he loves. I mean, these who cares? These are terrible.
You know what the
things.
sad truth is? We feel like this, but clearly it's happening because people.
Tyson and Wilder signed their third fight this week. No one gives a shit.
Oh, that.
You mean Fury and Wilder?
Fury.
Yeah.
I was upset.
Wait, why? Because they had
Tyson Fury. Yeah.
No, they had Devontae. They had
Joshua.
And they had
because of Fury, right?
Yeah,
or because of
the arbitrator ruled that Fury had to give Wilder his rematch.
Well, I heard it was just negotiations was going better. It didn't go well with Joshua.
They had a date set and everything from what I understood for Joshua.
Yep. Wait, so why isn't the Fury fight going to happen? Or the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight?
It is going to happen.
I'm saying that it got
announced. No, Joe thinks no.
I read an article saying that there's some stuff happening that it's either going to be delayed or not actually happen for a very long time now.
Jeez. You know what? Deontay Wilder is with a new coach, and
this is what's wrong with boxing right here. The top guys don't fight.
Yeah, that's
wrong with boxing.
Yeah. Listen, it's a double-edged sword for
because there's better money.
If you're in the UFC, you have to fight whoever they decide, which is great because then you get to see the best of the best.
Well, the fans,
because it's one or
and I am a fan. And I'm a fan.
But I know. But what I'm trying to say here now is boxing has gone on for so long that they've been able to do all the things that the UFC is not, with whether it's unionizing or getting the money in the pockets of the fighters, which is now where it's at. And there's so many different leagues and so many different organizations that in boxing, it's like a unified thing. It's guys in different things. Oh, they're the best here, but they're going to keep making their money by fighting a bunch of nobodies.
And there's some guys that can get paid more for losing than winning.
That is 100%
Did you see Dana White also telling people that John Jones can sit there and not fight anymore for the UFC?
Which is ridiculous.
It's fucking nuts.
Everybody wants to see John Jones
That's just
fight.
negotiation.
Yeah. No, it is.
But everybody wants to see John Jones.
Can we go back
fight.
a second? Who the hell wants to see GSP? Honestly,
he was never a boxer to begin with.
No.
It's like watching Ben Askren box again.
Yeah. Well, you know why it's such a big thing is because he had Freddie Roach as a coach. That's why.
So did Askren.
No, but he did one half session that didn't.
Like he's literally trained with Freddie Roach for a while. I'm not saying it's going to be a good fight, but
I'm saying when you watch UFC,
my whole entire favorite thing was when he told Dana White to get his fat pussy ass in there, and then he'll box him first and then box GSP right after.
I mean, when you watch the UFC, you can tell when these guys come from Bellator or wherever they come to the UFC definitely has the top of the top fighters.
Oh yeah,
no question about it.
Definitely. We had a lot of good discussions here tonight, boys.
Yeah.
I think we again want to thank all men and women who are in the service and protect us and keep this great America free that we can have these discussions.
You're doing such a good job that we're starting to whine about nothing.
Yeah, you guys are doing an unbelievable job. That
there's sourdough bread didn't rise this week.
Yeah. And so honestly, you're going to hear this Monday, but on Monday, take a second and we all have family who've probably been or are in the service, and take a minute to remember them and thank anybody that you see. A lot of these people are doing things. And
if you're in Seattle, we won't hear the same word, but people will buy you a drink if you come in an armed service uniform.
Hell yeah, there you go.
And if you're in Wisconsin, Pat Lynch will do that for you.
No, Pat Lynch will kiss you on the mouth.
Yes.
Peter will buy you a drink.
Wisconsin's no COVID restrictions. We're on, baby.
Yeah. Get it on.
Get a little tongue in there.
I see nothing wrong. Thank you again for listening. This is your first time listening to us. Thank you for joining us. If you are a repeat customer, thank you again for joining us. Tell a friend, subscribe. Check us out on Podcast SMP for Twitter and Instagram. We are available at the SMPpodcast@gmail.com. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Get some time off. Barbecue. We'll send out Pat's recipe for ribs this weekend.
Oh, we should definitely do that. That looks really good.
It's on the cornhole app.
Yes, and Pat's going to start the cornhole app. Have a great weekend, and thank you again.
Make sure you get that cornhole app. Bye!